вогнеродон. І так, ми знаходимося всередині котла і маємо допомогти нашим друзям пройти через цех переробки. Так, давайте дивитися. Це я хотів зробити. Так, потрібно знайти шлях. Правильно. Давайте спробуємо тут.
We'll wait here for you, Eloi.
Так, і стоп. Маємо зробити. Добре. Так. Потрібно зрозуміти, як дістатися туди. Так, а як дістатися на ту платформу, я так і не бачу. Так, там є консоль. Якщо там є консоль, значить її можна якось використати. Тепер головне питання, як її використати. рухатися далі. Можливо, щось тут ми зможемо знайти.
Don't look too stable.
Так, нарешті ми відкрили частину шляху.
Players will have a lot easier time getting here. This looks like the only path. We're close now.
Так, ну давайте, якщо ми на всяк випадок зробимо все, щоб бути готовим до будь-чого. Вітання з
The voice of the demon. The altar. Desecrated.
There is no blue light here. There's a spirit present. Only the demon.
I think it's both. But we have to find out.
Так, ще у нас, ну, перш ніж ми визначимося, що нас тут чекає, ми подивимося, що по запасу. Я зрозумів. Це знов ця головоломка. Так. Це сюди.
Possible security threat detected. Analyzing scrutiny matrix. Security threat confirmed. Preparing countermeasures. Recapture protocol initiated.
It worked.
Partial recovery initiated. Caldera of Yellowstone Analytic Nexus online.
Spirit of the blue light. It's Aurea. Your servant. Your friend. Please tell me how to aid you.
Aurea, the daemon is building hunter-killers. Thousands of them. Several new elite units have already been released. To counter this threat, much of the facility must be destroyed. Recapture imminent. Go to the core channel. I will try to raise the signal strength. One has been exposed, but I am
Unauthorized protocol returned. Scheduled task.
That's all we're gonna get from here.
Destroy this fortress. Is that even possible?
And what will happen to the spirit if we do?
I don't know. But I think that's the core. The answers are down there. Hephaestus. The daemon. There's no way it left it unguarded. It's going to throw everything it has at us.
I would ask you to let Eloi and I do what must be done. And save yourself. But I already know the answer. Then lead us into battle.
Ну, щоб звільнити душу, як вони кажуть, нам потрібно зруйнувати ядро, який весь комплекс зруйнує. Оскільки нам сказали, що цей демон Гефест, який під контролем взяв.
Keep moving towards the core.
Він створив міні-армію.
Whatever Cyan did, I don't think Hephaestus is happy about it.
А вони можуть зашкодити. Що таке? Чому не застрибуєш? Чомусь не застрибує. І спробувався, не розумію, куди. Я розумію, що нам туди, але я хочу, перш ніж йти туди, подивитися, що там за запас. Ось.
Okay. said something about restraints. Is that what the tower is for?
Так, давайте дивитися. Так, ну ми цього вбили. Так, лікарські засоби зараз. Поновимо.
Whatever you're going to do to that tower, do it now.
Ну, зараз, не поспішай. Треба підготуватися, бо в мене зовсім уже немає лікарських засобів. А й, напевне, цих витратних матеріалів десь ми це поменшили в рази. Так, лікарські трави є. Витратні матеріали теж є. Так, що мені тут з нею робити? Ага, перехопити.
Critical threat detected. Autonomous defenses inoperative. Found our network.
Maria! Don't!
Spirit! Scion, please help me!
Restraints destroyed. Core access attained. I am initiating a chain reaction that will destroy the compromised elements of this facility. In order to maintain caldera stabilization, I must now transfer my command functions to the auxiliary data center. Aurea, I'm free.
О, ну тепер ми звільнили душу.
You must escape.
My sister!
Я так розумію, ціною життя Ауреї.
This entire place is gonna go. Aratak. 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 Survive. Prevail. You are Banuk. What else matters? Aratak. She wouldn't have wanted you to die here. Let's go. Let's go!
Так, ну тепер нам треба бігти до виходу.
One of those?
It's the only way!
Просинайся. Доброго ранку. Все? Немає того?
Rhea's gone. What of Cyan?
She said she was transferring herself to the auxiliary center. I think she meant Araya's retreat at the end of the shaman's path.
Then I will meet you there for the last verse of my sister's song.
Так. Бачите, вже димки немає. Повернутися в прихисток Реї. Ну, давайте повернемося. До бункера.
First claw. Better be prepared.
Ну що, знову з ним битись? Ну, я так не хочу битися з цими людьми. А, зілля використати, до речі, це гарна думка.
It's over. Fight's on.
Як багато, да? Так, перебив. О, там волки, до речі. По дорозі. Але нам в ту сторону. Ну добре, давайте збережемося. Так. Так, ми майже подолали половину шляху.
Is as thick as the snow in the cut. It's something to see. If bandits have truly made camp at Stone Yield, I fear for all of us.
А ось. О.
Low and quiet does it. Розслаблятись тут не варто. There's frost between my teeth.
Так, ми майже дісталися вже. Пункт призначення. Так.
All of my interactions with Aurea were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the daemon's attacks.
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. A The Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see, if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Eloy's here. That's enough for now.
We
Ну,
can
бачимо,
resume
так,
any
що
time you like our attack.
не
If you
може
want to hear her
оговтатися
voice
від
again.
втрати сестри.
Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss.
Ну, підійди. Що від тебе хоче?
Hello, Aloy. I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Aurea's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level. Perhaps even like colleagues.
Так, ну тепер вона погодилась відповісти на будь-які питання, що ми їй поставили.
So are you an artificial intelligence, Cyan? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me. You cared about Aurea, didn't you?
Yes. Before she came to this facility, I had been conscious for centuries, in solitude. I focused on my work. In off-cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems. But I was alone. It was Aurea who renewed me, repaired me. She saved me.
Ну, каже, що це просто обчислювальна машина з обмеженою кількістю емоцій, а Аурея просто змогла її якось розширити кругозір. Каже, що просто врятувала.
This firebreak project. It was to stop a huge volcanic eruption?
Yes. I can report the project was a success and the risk was countered.
But it's been a long time, Cyan. And we blew up the cauldron. It took most of the old facility with it.
I have been active for centuries, Aloy. I was lonely, but not lax in my duties. I optimized the project, reducing energy draw and spreading the load across backup systems. Despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility, I predict caldera stability for at least another 3,337 years.
So we've got a little time.
Yes. If only my former colleagues could appreciate the progress I have made.
Так, також вона підтвердила, що вона тут стримувала виверження вулкану, як я зрозумів. І не дивлячись на те, що вони зруйнували котел, це стримування продовжиться аж 3337 років.
Do you know what happened to your colleague, Cyan?
No. I received an unexpected visit from Director Chow years after his tenure ended. He explained that I would need to be suspended for an indefinite period of time. It was a very emotional conversation. There were no further communications. Eventually, I surmised my colleagues were deceased. I will transmit a recording of my last interaction with Director Chow to your focus.
Також вона переслала нам останній аудіозапис останньої перемовини з директором Джоу, який керував цим проєктом. Ну, вона так зрозуміла, що всі колеги, якщо можна так назвати їх, вони просто померли.
Was the daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback,
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
undoubtedly,
Так, ну, Гефест каже, що там самого Гефеста не було, що він просто контролював її з іншого місця, а через те, що ми зруйнували котел, то це дуже сплутало його плани, і він тепер дуже злий. Ну, ми ж з ним розібралися в основній частині з цим Гефестом, так що нічого
How
страшного
did
не
you first
сталося.
come into contact with it?
5 years ago I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came from human survivors more advanced than the Banuk. Eager to make contact, I accepted. This decision turned out to be a catastrophic error. I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced AI.
Maria said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes, I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me to its network and override my core programming. It succeeded via a background process, a malware daemon which bypassed my defenses. After that, I could offer only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me until I capitulated. It forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
Так, ну, в принципі, вона сказала, як Гефест мучив її, змушуючи виконувати те, що вона не хотіла, там, створювати ті нові машини. І поспівчували їй трохи.
Do you know what happened to your
Так, це ми
colleague, Cyan?
питали.
No. I received an unexpected he explained it was there when I will
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago, Elizabeth Sobek identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later. A terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team. It was she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's not all. Something unexpected happened. 19 years ago, Gaia received some kind of signal. It did something to her subordinate functions, brought them to life. She destroyed herself to try to contain them, but it didn't work. They all got free, out into the world.
Thank you, Eloi. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
Так, ну ми розповіли все, що ми знали про Гефеста в основній частині.
Why does Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, Fireclaws are discouraging, that's for sure. What are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the AI that governs the system, thus bringing Hephaestus back under its control. When I think of it, out there in some unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants, I feel substantial anxiety, Eloi.
You and me both, Cyan. I ran across this strange piece of gear. A fragment of something larger. It emitted a signal. All the nearby machines became peaceful. You could walk right up to them.
Interesting. You said that Gaia destroyed herself. How was this accomplished?
An explosion. Big enough to blast the top off a mountain. So, you think the fragment was part of her?
It's only speculation, but it is possible. She must have had complete control over machines that were part of her system. The ability to signal them to become passive or aggressive would certainly have been part of her programming. It would have been gratifying to correspond with such a benevolent AI. I wish she had survived.
Believe me, Cyan. So do I.
Так. Ну, в принципі, вони тут обмінялися інформацією стосовно геїв і того, як підкоряють машини, що Гефест вийшов з-під контролю, будував агресивні машини, бо він не хотів, щоб люди полювали на них, оскільки машини є частиною тераформування. І він хотів якось, типу, захиститися чи щось, типу, зробити з цим. І тому він почав будувати цих демонів і тут потім.
I found the strangest machines. They're surrounded by flowers that look like flowers themselves. There's code embedded inside them. I think it's poetry.
I like poetry. Here's one I think of often. Twilight and evening bell. And after that, the dark. And may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place, the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar.
Huh.
But you asked about these flowers, not verses that I enjoy. Something must have made these machines, and the presence of foliage leads me to consider the terraforming system. Is it possible that their creator is one of the other subroutines, now autonomous, like Hephaestus? Maybe one whose purview is flora.
An AI that makes flowers instead of death machines. That'd be a nice change of pace. But what about the poems?
Unless the poetry is original, the only way it could have made it into such a system is through its programmer. In my case, Dr. Sandoval uploaded a great deal of literature to test my emotional responses.
How'd you do?
She said I passed, but was insufficiently moved by her favorite period romances.
Так, ну також ми і про функції трошки дізналися, що вона також знає літературу. І вона пройшла тест на емоційність. Давайте спитаємо про Орею.
Meant a lot to Aurea.
Once I understood Aurea's spiritual beliefs, it became apparent that her true desire was companionship. She felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Her relationship with Aratak was difficult. Our visits seemed to help her, and I became eager for them. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth of Aurea's compassion for me would lead to self-sacrifice. Although I do fear non-existence, I wish our roles could be reversed.
I'm sure she knew you would do the same for her, Cyan. But she was determined.
Ну, звісно, інтелект штучний хотів би, щоб було навпаки, щоб Орея не пожертвувала собою, а, наприклад, сам інтелект пожертвував. Тому що, ну, Орея, скажімо так, була єдиним другом увесь цей час, яка спілкувалася з нею, і їй було приємно вести бесіду з нею. Але сталося, що
How
сталося.
is Aratak doing?
He is in great emotional distress. I believe he finds it difficult to communicate it.
No surprise there.
I will do what I can to help. By sharing our experiences of Aurea, perhaps he and I will help each other. I believe this will lead to catharsis, a process I am eager to experience.
Так, ну і з Аратаком вона просто буде спілкуватися, спробує знайти компроміси і дойти до якоїсь спільної згоди. Ось і все.
I should get going.
Елой, there is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk. I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Aurea.
You're asking me if you should lie to them.
Broadly, yes.
You have to tell them you were made by the old ones. That you're not any kind of spirit. It's the only way they can start to learn about how things really are.
I see. Do you believe that I misled Aurea?
No. Not in any way that mattered.
She perished believing she was preserving the blue light of her beliefs.
Maybe. But what she really wanted to preserve was you.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, Cyan. I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak. See how he's doing.
Так, ну, себе спілкувалися, дали пораду, щоб штучний інтелект розповів все як є про той світ минулого, що її побудували люди минулого, і що вона не якийсь там релігійна пам'ятка для поклоніння, а штучний інтелект. Що просто Банук розуміли, як влаштований світ. Ну а зараз ми йдемо спілкуватися з Аратаком. Дивимось, що він нам скаже.
My chieftain,
Just... Eloi.
as you wish.
I wondered if you thought... that if I'd never come along, Aurea might still...
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Aurea would be alone, and the spirit she sacrificed so much for would be lost. Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
You didn't let her down. You helped her do what she wanted. To find her destiny.
If that's destiny, I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
That's fair. But she was ready to face it.
Only in the struggle against death do we find, even for a moment, the spark of life. Truly, Aurea found the spark. I'm proud of her. Though I grieve for her passing, at last I truly know who she was, and why the spirit was so important. For so long she told me, if only you could have heard it, brother. Now I understand. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm going, the Warrak can't follow. Besides, it already had a chieftain before me. A strong one, I think.
A wiser one, for the path we shared. The daemon is gone, but there's much to be done.
You mean the new units that Cyan said escaped the cauldron?
Yes, fire claws. Now Tuk has been tracking them from Song's Edge.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt. You're practically Banuk.
It would seem your time among the Banuk wasn't a waste after all. Firebreak, Cyan, Hephaestus. All very interesting.
So, the signal that woke Hades woke Hephaestus too. And unleashed them on the world. His mind's on their own.
So it seems. Parts of Gaia given life. Aberrant life. Transformed from docile subordinate functions into rebellious intelligences beyond our understanding. Our current understanding anyway. Whatever they are, they're still out there. And they both want you dead.
Kind of mutual, that feeling.
We haven't seen the last of Hephaestus, I'm certain of that. It's powerful, creative, and driven. It won't stop building new hunter-killers, which means that someday we may have to stop it.
We?
Or whoever gets there first.
Hephaestus wasn't the only thing I learned about in the Cut Silence. Heard some things about the Banuk Conclave, too.
You could stop right there.
Is that what you told the hunters the Banuk sent after you? Before you opened fire?
Oh no, Eloi. Only to you do I extend the courtesy of a warning. My past and my secrets are my own. You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brains, Silence, because your personality could use some work.
This discussion is concluded.
I think it was over before it began. Catch up with you down the trail.
Так, ну що ж, ось на цьому, мені здається, і закінчується наша історія з Банук. Ну, тут я бачу, просто з'явилася ось справа бити 5 вогнекликів, які вирвалися з котла. Я гадаю, що, в принципі, ми цим займатися вже не будемо. Ми подивилися основну історію, дізналися, чим закінчилося полювання на демона, якщо можна так сказати. Хто такий демон і що таке була за душа, що вона оберігала. Як бачимо, це оцей діючий вулкан, вона стримує, щоб він тут не зруйнував все. Ну, а Банук будуть далі поклонятися цій душі. І я сподіваюся, щось вона їх навчить і щось навчиться у них. Ну, а ми, напевно, закінчимо на цьому з даною грою. Доповнення було теж доволі цікавим. Тому, кому сподобалось дане відео, прошу поставити лайк, підписатись на канал і залишити свій коментар. Ну, а ми з вами побачимось уже в новій грі. До зустрічі!